So WebMD says that the purple yam is the best. It contains a lot of vitamin C, and it's got a lot of antioxidants, and it also has what they call and I don't know if I can pronounce this right, but they call it anthocyanins. Hello and welcome again to Fun Life channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make my own version of Ginataang Halo Halo. So Ginataang Halo Halo is a very popular Filipino dessert that, you know, we love having it. It's really very sweet, and if you're diabetic, forget about having it because it really can spike your sugar. So the story behind my own version of Ginataang Halo Halo is because one day I was craving it, and my husband went to different Filipino stores here in California and they didn't have it. He actually went to a couple of them and they didn't have it. So I asked him to, why don't you just go ahead and buy me the yams and I'll try to do it on my own. And then I think that for myself, all I need is a coconut milk, right? And the different kinds of yams. So this is what my husband bought for me. He went to the Filipino store, and of course he's not very familiar with this stuff, right? He had to ask them, where do you find this and that, right? So when he bought this, the store said that this is called the Japanese yam, and I always thought that this is sweet potato. In fact, when you go to those potato places where they sell different kinds of French fries, they actually say that this is sweet potato fries. So I always call this sweet potato. My mother-in-law serves this for Thanksgiving and holidays, and we always call this sweet potatoes. But in that Filipino store he went, they actually referred to this as Japanese yam. And I googled it, and definitely the picture of Japanese yam depicts exactly this. So now I'm learning this is actually the skin that I peeled up from it. It's kind of reddish skin, which I always called it sweet potato. So now I'm finding out that this is actually Japanese yam. So if I'm wrong, please make your comment. For those of you who are more popular with these yams, let me know if I am wrong. I always thought that this is sweet potato. So, and this one here is our popular ube or purple yam. And most of you, especially Filipinos, are very familiar with this. This is a very popular dessert for us too. We call it the sweet ube, right? So yeah, this is my favorite. This is supposed to be really good for your health. It's good for your gut, and it fights a lot of inflammation. That's from what I heard or from what I saw on the internet. And then he also got me this. Actually, this is what they referred to as sweet potato at the store. So again, if I am wrong, please make your comment and let me know what this really is called. But at the Filipino store, this is what they referred to as sweet potato. And I kind of remember that back home, we do have a sweet potato that really looks like this. So this is probably a Filipino sweet potato. Okay. So once I got all of these ingredients, I boiled them. So it must be 30 minutes. Especially this one, the big purple yam or the ube, takes a long time. So I had to do it 30 minutes. This one, the sweet potato, because they're so tiny, it didn't take a long time to boil it. So just watch it and see if it's already getting too soft, then it must be done. So I boiled them all together, but I noticed that this sweet potato, because they're so tinier and thinner than the ube or purple yam and the Japanese yam, this one's cooked faster. So I removed them right away and left just the Japanese yam and the ube yam by itself for at least 30 minutes. And then once they're done, I let it sit, let it cool down for a little bit, and then I started removing the skin. So these are the skins that I took out from when I peeled up all these different kinds of yams we have here. And then I also cut them into almost like cubes. This one is kind of round because it's thin. So, but definitely the Japanese yam, I cut them like cubes. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the ube or purple yam. So these are all really good. I'm a diabetic, but what I'm finding out is when I eat this in the morning, it doesn't give me a sugar spike. So, and I googled it, the glycemic index for these different kinds of yams are much better than your regular potato. So what I'll show you is not the typical Filipino recipe or version of the Ginataang Halo Halo, but it's so simple for me since I'm a diabetic. I cannot have sugar. But what I'm finding out is with just these ingredients, different kinds of yams, with no banana, because banana usually raises up my sugar, and just this alone, and without the other ingredients for a typical Ginataang Halo Halo, such as, we usually add tapioca. We also have what we call bilo-bilo. Bilo-bilo is a flour formed into a shape of like tiny marbles, like they're so small like this when we add the bilo-bilo, but basically it's flour and we form it into like a shape of tiny balls or marbles. And then we also usually add sweet banana, jackfruit, and then we add coconut milk and sugar. So that's our typical Filipino style Ginataang Halo Halo. But I'm not gonna do it that way because again, I'm a diabetic. I'm not gonna add sugar, and I'm only gonna add coconut milk, and that's it. For me, it's already sweet because all of these yams that I have, the Japanese yam, the purple yam or ube yam, and the sweet potato, they're already basically sweet, right? But the glycemic index is still much better than your regular potatoes. And then once I add the coconut milk is sweet as well. Then I don't need my sugar anymore. Let's see what's the content of this canned coconut milk. Has 2 grams of carbohydrates for 1/3 cup. And it also has 2 grams of sugar already, right? So if you're diabetic, you really don't need that stuff anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan ready, and we're gonna go ahead and show you how to make this. It's very, very easy. I promise you're gonna love it too. Okay, so now we're ready to cook my own version of Ginataang Halo Halo. So first, I'm gonna go and use this medium-sized pan on a medium heat as well, and it's now heated up for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the coconut milk and just kind of let it cook and boil for a little bit. I hate it when I splatter, so I have to clean them up right away when I see splatters when I'm cooking. That's just me. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and let it boil for a little bit. Okay, so this has boiled a little bit. So now I'm just gonna put in our ingredients. So I've got this beautiful, like pretty colors. You've got sweet potato right there, the Japanese yam, and the purple yam or ube yam. Ooh, it just looks so good. So all of these yams are really rich in nutrients, especially the purple yam. So WebMD says that the purple yam is the best. It contains a lot of vitamin C, and it's got a lot of antioxidants, and it also has what they call, and I don't know if I can pronounce this right, but they call it anthocyanins. Anthocyanins, spelled ANTHOCYANINS. So anthocyanins is supposed to be good for diabetics, so people with diabetes, and it also has cancer fighting properties, and it fights inflammation. So those are some of the benefits that you can get from purple yam or the ube yam, like this, because it's really dark. So they said that fruits and vegetables that are dark in color and purplish like this, like blueberries, grapes, dark grapes, those are supposed to be good for fighting cancer. And I myself, I'm not only a diabetic, but I'm also a cancer survivor. So since then I've been eating purple yam because of those things that they said that it's good for cancer fighting. So, but look how pretty it is. This is really going to be yummy. And I didn't have to go through all the work that's related to, making the typical Filipino Ginataang Halo Halo, because again, I'm diabetic, so I can't have all of those sweet stuff. I didn't have to roll or form the flour into a ball for bilo-bilo. I didn't have to do all of that. I didn't have to look for jackfruit. This is so simple and easy. Just buy your different kinds of yams and then add your coconut milk and bring it to a boil, and that's it. You're all done. You're ready to enjoy. Along with the benefits, the nutritional benefits that you get from all these different kinds of yams.